Hi guys, Christina C. Jones again. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with another publishing video, which I have not done in a while actually, but I'm really excited about this one. I got up and I wrote down a very handy list of a lot of different websites, software, services, things like that that I have found like just super helpful to me in over the years that I've been publishing. And I have my list. I have my computer right here, but I actually just decided not to use my computer because my mouse click is really, really loud, and that probably wouldn't bother anybody else, but it would like irritate the crap out of me when I'm trying to, like when I'm listening back to it. And so I'm just going to pull it up on my phone. I think I'm going to pull it up on my phone. There we go. But I'm going to pull it up on my phone, and I'm going to start this off with something that has been relatively new service that I found that I've actually used a lot recently, and that service is Pirate Ship. And for each of these, I'm going to try to put like a list of links directly to these websites or services, and also like a little screenshot thingy in my editing or whatever. But Pirate Ship is a shipping service that makes it very, very easy to print all your labels, buy all your shipping at once. In my experience, the real usefulness is if you're doing something that is where every package is pretty much identical. It's not going to work that great for you if you're sending like paperbacks. Like my paperback sale is going on right now. I won't be able to use Pirate Ship for that because there's too many variations among the orders. Like there's, some people order 7 books, some people only order 2 books, and so that's not going to work. But you put in like a certain weight, you import all your orders with the address and everything. It's going to print all the labels for you at once. You get a little bit of a shipping discount through USPS, just a tiny one, just like a really, really tiny one. But overall, it just made it really, really easy for me when I was sending out. I had to send out all the packages for Girl Have You Met. I had to send all those swag packages or whatever. It just made that really, really easy for me. The service is free. They make their money on the back end somehow, however, whatever. I didn't care. But I valued the fact that it made it really, really easy for me. And so there was that. Another thing that has been really, another company or website that has been really, really useful to me over the years has been Discount Mugs. Anytime you see like tote bags that I've done for different things, or when I did the Sugar Valley wine glasses, or mugs, different things like that, where I was ordering a big quantity of a single item, one single item with the same design over all of it. All of that stuff has come from Discount Mugs. And the shipping is fast, the prices are good, the quality is really, really good. Even the Sugar Valley, even the Honey Branch. I cut my own hair, guys, so I don't know how it looks at the back. But even this, which was like an embroidered, let me see. Okay, trying to figure out where I need to get it to focus. But even this, which is embroidered, these came from Discount Mugs, and it was just really like, I was really, really impressed with the quality and all of that, and I really cannot recommend them highly enough if you need like swag for events or different things like that. Another company that I really, really like is Sticker Mule. They're really good for labels and packaging. They do poly mailers, a really cute poly mailer that I sent the Girl Have You Read swag out in the Sorry We Missed You or whatever. Now you do have to, I believe they have design services. I've never utilized their design services because everything, I always design that stuff myself. But just the quality, their shipping is really, really good. All of that, again, cannot recommend them highly enough. I got my branded tape for my boxes that came from them, the labels that came from them, the CCJ poly mailers that I had at one time that came from them. Really, really good company. A+ in my book. Another place would be gotprint.net. If you need business cards or anything like that, I know a lot of people use Vistaprint. I have no issue with Vistaprint. They actually could have been on this list because I've ordered banners and stuff from Vistaprint. Really good quality. Never had an issue with Vistaprint. But gotprint.net, you can get like a ton of business cards for like good quality business cards for a really, really reasonable price. I will say with Got Print that the order took a long time, and so if you're going to use Got Print, you don't want to wait until, you know, a week or two before you need your stuff, unless you're willing to pay like those expedited prices. But if you're, you know, if you've run out and you know you're going to be doing stuff, you know, next year or whatever, I would highly recommend using them to get that. Another company that I can recommend is moo.com for like, I've had cards that had like a holograph effect or like a raised, like embossed, whatever. I highly recommend moo.com for that. You are going to pay a premium, but you're paying a premium for a premium product, and the quality looks really good. If they mess up an order, you know, they're really good about trying to get it fixed and trying to get it replaced. So cannot recommend them highly enough either. Okay, and so you're ordering all these things for your business, you're spending all of this money. You need to be keeping track of every single one of those expenses for tax time. I don't want the folks coming for you or whatever. QuickBooks. I very highly recommend QuickBooks Self Employed. There are a lot of different services and integrations that they have that I have not personally explored. But as far as the expense tracking, they make it very easy. You can snap, you can use your phone, snap a picture of a receipt, upload it directly there. But or if you're shopping online, take a snippet of your receipt, like a, I'm doing this. There's like a snip tool on most computers or most laptops or whatever. Have a snipping tool that you can do that, or you can save your receipt as a PDF, take it over to QuickBooks real quick, and, you know, get everything connected. But and this is not really about the product or service, this is just personal experience. Don't wait until tax time to do that all at once. Do better than me and make it a habit to do it, you know, once a month, you know, every 2 weeks, once a month, once a quarter, something like that, so that it's just not all piled up on you. And again, they have other services and stuff as well that I have not explored, and so I can't vouch for any of the other services, but this particular one, the expense tracking, I've done it. We've, you know, my husband and I, we've done it, and it's really good. A separate thing, a separate thing to mention is that I would highly recommend that you get I would highly recommend that you get a separate account for your business expenses, because it makes it really easy to track everything, keep up with everything. It makes it really easy to tag expenses, you know, to tag your business expenses, to connect those to the receipts and all of that. Just keep up with that stuff. Really keep up with that stuff, and it will, you want to keep up with that stuff. Kind of related on a financial, from a financial standpoint, you need to have a PayPal account, Square account, something like that, where you can connect a card reader. And PayPal and Square both have a card reader that you can either purchase or they send it to you for free. I know back when I got mine, they were sending them out for free, but I think it was kind of in kind of the early parts of the service where you just have the little thing that you plug into the end of your phone, and it reads the cards for you. But you need that if you're going to be doing any type of in-person events. People really, you know, like the convenience of being able to just swipe their card instead of just having to deal in cash. And that again makes it easier to keep up with those things, to keep up with those transactions. I know that for a lot of us, especially when we're early on in this, we don't really, I guess, get the importance of properly tracking that stuff and properly reporting that stuff. But you do not want to get in trouble because you are not properly tracking both your income and your expenses. So do it right. Contact an accountant or whatever, you know, for advice that is specific to you. But there's a whole lot of really great financial resources, financial advice resources available. Please do your stuff right, guys. Let me see. Google Docs. I'm actually using Google Docs right now. You can't, I'm trying to get it to focus, but the screen is white and the light is the light is getting too close to it. But Google Docs is great for writing on the go. It's cloud-based service, and so if you're writing on, while you're waiting at the doctor's office or waiting wherever you're doing your little quick writing or jotting down notes. It's available to you everywhere, which is really, really nice. Grammarly, and I put those together because you can get a Grammarly plugin for Google Docs that will help correct. Grammarly does not replace professional editing, but it is really good for catching those small mistakes. I do believe that it would be incredibly helpful to everyone who calls themselves a writer to invest in something like a Grammarly, or Pro Writing Aid is another really similar service to run your document through before you send it to your editor. That way your editor can focus on the big mistakes rather than, you use TO when you meant TOO, like different little things like that. A lot of times these smaller services will pick up on things like that. And if you can send a cleaner doc to your editor, that makes your editor be able to do that much more of a good job in making sure that your manuscript is really, really clean. But again, I'm not suggesting this as a replacement for an editor, but as a supplement to your process. For formatting, Vellum. And any of you who know me personally might be a little surprised to hear me recommend a product that is only available on a Mac, because I am not I'm not an Apple person. I'm not I'm not into iPhones and MacBooks and all of that. But Vellum is I I cannot recommend Vellum highly enough for formatting your ebooks and your paperbacks. It makes it really, really easy. Everything looks really clean and beautiful. It's pretty intuitive to use. There might be a little bit of a learning curve, but once you have it down and you're golden. The way that I use Vellum, even though I am not a Mac owner, is through a service called Mac in Cloud. And you pay for however many hours you're going to use. But what it does is I'm able to, from my normal Windows computer, I'm able to connect to a Mac server where I'm able to, I can use my computer as if it were a Mac. And again, I'll link to that so that you guys can see and read up a little bit more about that. In order to get the book to the place that you need formatting, Pacemaker is a really, really convenient tool for saying, I think my book is going to be 85,000 words and I would like to be finished with it by this time. How many words do I need to write every day in order to finish it by that amount of time? Brain Focus is an app that I use on my phone. It's a Pomodoro app. You can use any Pomodoro app to make yourself to write in sprints is what I use it for. A 35-minute sprint, a 5-minute break. I do that 3 times, and then I get a longer 10-minute break after the third sprint, and that just kind of keeps me focused. Book Report is a service that will connect to your KDP account that will pull your sales reports and stuff for you. You can it pulls it on the fly, your sales, your KU reads if your books are in KU. It's really, 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 really convenient. Once you start making a certain amount of money, though, it's not free anymore. It's free up until you're making like $1,500 a month. I think I could be making that up, but it's free up until a certain point, and then you have to pay for it. And the service costs $20 a month. But with that said, I actually do not pay for Book Report anymore, even though I did lose some of the services that Book Report offered, because KDP actually has KDP Reports, which is their own service that actually ties directly to your KDP account as well. And I just decided not to pay for it anymore. In terms of imagery, your marketing images or whatever, I have four sites that I typically get any stock photos that I use from. Those sites are Deposit Photos, iStock, Adobe Stock, or People Images. Those are the sites that I found where I'm able to find good images of Black people, which is really difficult, but they have a lot of Black people. They have Black couples. It's really, really good. But when you get those images, what we do not want is to just slap that on the book cover and slap some text on top of it. No, ma'am. No. um, and and I say that, and then I'm going to recommend Canva as a as a potential as a potentially useful service. But please, like, and I know that everybody is not a professional graphic designer, and I've seen really really beautiful things done in Canva, but just put in some work. If you're going to be making your own images, do not just slap something on there and call it a day. Actually put in work and look at images, look at promotions, covers, whatever, from people whose work you admire, covers you admire, whatever, and really think about what it is that you like about that. Do you like it like does theirs just look like, some text on top of an image? No. There's layers, there's color grading, there's different things that go into that, that you are not able, that a lot of that you are not able to do in Canva. So I'm going to put you onto Photo P. Photo P as in like photo, and then P as in like peas, like peas and rice. And again, I'm going to link to all of this, but Photo P is a service that is really similar to Photoshop. It is web based, and so you don't have to download anything. It does not have all the features of Photoshop, but it is a really close it's a really close alternative. There is going to be a learning curve, as Photoshop is not, just a, it's not, you can't just throw someone into Photoshop. So there is going to be a learning curve, but I would highly recommend that you take it on as a challenge and just really get in there and play and see what you can do. Speaking of slapping font on a cover, please be careful when you see these websites that are doing, these big, big font bundles and free fonts and stuff like that. Please be careful with that. Not just from a standpoint of the possibility that you might get sued, but a lot of those sites are pulling fonts. They might pay for a font from the website that I'm going to recommend, which is myfont.com. This is where I get a lot of my fonts from. If you see me use a font on a cover, I paid for that font. It was not something that I found for free. And the reason for that is because you could potentially, be sued for using something that was never intended for commercial use. There are fonts that are only intended for personal use, and if you put it on a promo or a book cover, that is absolutely commercial use. And again, you want to make sure that you're being careful with that. But from a creative standpoint, there are places who are buying fonts from a myfont.com, and then they put that money in, but then they're going to illegally put that font into a bundle of a bunch of other fonts, and they're going to sell it. Whereas the font from myfonts.com may have cost 50 or 60 bucks. They're going to sell you this bundle for $10, but they're going to get 1,000 or more people that are going to buy that bundle thinking that they've done the right thing, when it's actually the fonts are stolen from someone else. And so just as a creative, just be careful with that. I'm not saying that that you've necessarily done something wrong, but you just don't want to be contributing to something like that. So be careful. Um, I'm running out of time. This video is getting the video is getting so long. Um, Creative Market for textures and stuff. Creative Market will put you with directly with a lot of different creators who are spending the time to make this stuff, and then they're selling it on to you. But again, just be careful of the licensing. Make sure that it is okay for you to use for commercial use and not just personal use. Just be careful when you're sharing stuff on social media. The service that I use that I really, really like is Later. It enables you to be able to share to, I think there's some other ones that it probably shares too, but the main three are Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It enables you to share to all of those instantly. With Instagram, you'll only be able to do their automatic posting if you have a business account, or if you're, or, and even if you do have a business account, only single post. So the carousel post, you do have to, they'll send you a notification. Like if you have the app on your phone, they'll send you a notification like, hey, you have a post you're supposed to be posting right now, and you have to do it there. But it'll pull all the images and stuff for you, and you just make sure that you're logged into the correct account on Instagram. Like if you have more than one on your phone or whatever, like I have excuse me, I have my Being Mr. Jones account, which is my personal account, and then I also have the Girl Have You Read account. So you want to make sure you're logged into the right account. It'll pull it for you, etc., etc., etc. Really quick, really easy, really simple. They have a free version and a paid version. I don't know. I think that in order to manage more than one account, I think you do have to have the paid version, but even their free version is really, really good. I highly recommend it. when you're sending stuff to Instagram, as we all know, you can't put links in posts on Instagram. And so, what I do and a lot of other people do to get around that is using Linktree, which is, and we use the Linktree link as the one link that we can put in our profile. And once people click on your Linktree link, it opens a page with a lot of other links, like so that you can have multiple things. You can link people to sign up for your newsletter or go to your website or go to your Amazon page or whatever else. But I'm going to recommend that as a temporary solution because Linktree has gone down a couple of times. And if Linktree goes down and people are clicking that link in your profile, what are they going to? Um, my recommendation is to have a page on your website that has all of these links. It's a recommendation that my husband actually made to me like a long time ago, and I still have not properly gotten that set up, but it's something that is actually on my very immediate to-do list. But I would recommend having a page on your website that you're going to frequently update. Don't let that page be full of stale links and stuff like that. But this page is, I think, some thunder or something going on. But this page is going to have, all your important links. Like you just put out something on your YouTube page, or you just put out a newsletter, or you just put out a sample Sunday, whatever. This page is going to have all of those relevant links instead of using Linktree, and it also puts people directly on your website, which is just good marketing. Um, Keyboards. This is a little obscure, but there is a forum on the internet called Keyboards where a lot of authors and stuff they go to talk. I don't know if there's a lot of us on there or not that I've seen, but just when I've been searching different things and looking for different information, looking for other authors' insight into certain things, I've been able to find people talking about things that I don't really see talked about as widely, and I've been able to get a lot of good information from there just on different things. And I can't even, it's so obscure that I can't even think of anything to give an example about. But just if you're looking for something, if you want to, how do I get into audiobook narrating or something like that, Google it and put keyboards with your search terms, and it'll probably pull something up for you that that might be useful for you, might be able to give you some useful information or whatever. And then the last recommendation, kind of maybe, I'm thinking of other things as I'm going through this, but set up your author central page on Amazon. The last thing you want is for someone to you shared your link to your book, right? And at the top of the Amazon page it says, loves flowers or whatever you named your book by, Kiki Kiki author girl, whatever your name is. You click that, and then instead of the link taking me to Kiki Author Girl's Amazon page, it leads me to an Amazon search page with a whole lot of stuff that might be her other books, or it might be some stuff that isn't even relevant. Whatever, you do not want that. Set up your author page. Set up your author page with a nice. I'm gonna say this even while knowing that it's not. I guess it's not feasible for everybody, but you want to set up this page with a nice portrait of you, with a nice picture of you, a nice headshot. Headshot is the word that I'm looking for. I personally don't mind, who cares if I mind? But I personally don't have I don't think anything of this picture being a selfie, but it should be a good selfie. Like, I don't want, like, I don't know, like, get make it a nice picture. Make it a nice picture. And I mean, I'm not saying that it shouldn't show your personality or whatever, but a nice picture of yourself with links to your social media, your website, whatever. A bio. If you don't have a bio, take the time to write a bio. Have a friend do it for you, whatever. But you need a bio, so that when people go to your page, they're able to see all your books in one place, and they're able to get some information about you. They're able to they're linked directly to, if they want to follow you on social media, if they want to visit your website, whatever, it's all right there for them. And I do think that's gonna be my last thing. Hopefully this was of some sort of help to you. I do plan to, in the semi near future go into detail with like detailed videos about some of these things that I've mentioned, because I know just a brief mention doesn't really tell you a lot, and some of these things are pretty are or can be pretty complicated, and yeah, you might need a little bit more, and so I'm going to see what I can do for that. But as always, thanks for watching. Again, I hope this was helpful in some way. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe, share with a friend, whatever